Alright guys, this is the KampMATE. I had a lot of pine heart or fatwood in here to start this up, so it really blackened out, but I wanted it to get really hot because this is a virgin burn on it. And believe me, it got really hot. You can pack a lot of stuff and a lot of wood in this thing. This KampMATE is made of stainless steel. This knife is the SCHF 52, and I haven't used it a whole lot. It's a nice big knife, nice and strong, good for batoning. You know, I guess it's classified as a survival knife. It's got jimping there and stuff, but I tell you, the handle's a little wonky. It's a rubber handle, but it just feels a little loose or something, you know, it kind of feels loose. So, you know, this thing's going to burn black. It's stainless steel, and it's fairly substantial. It's got braces that crisscross in the middle that you just fit in. It all packs really tight into this little thing. Comes off in panels, you know, and it just slots together, and it fits into this. A little heavy for a backpack, like if you were backpacking up into the mountains or somewhere, but you know, the upside to it, and everything is always a balance, but the upside is you can get a lot of fuel in it. This would probably be a good stove for cooking for 1 or 2 people, or if you want to take turns, you know, you could make it work for more. You could fit a good pan on there. You can see it's, you know, it's quite a ways apart there. You got a lot of room. You could also burn alcohol in this. You probably want to put a cup or something at the bottom, on the inside, and then set your hexamine tablets or your alcohol stove on top of that, so that it would bring it up higher to this crisscross and to whatever you're trying to heat up, you know, your water, your coffee, your food. I wanted this stove because it burns and can restrict the fire on several different types of fuel, and I think it's really going to be the stove I wanted. I shopped around on Amazon, looked at the different types of stove of this nature, and you know, you have to get what suits you, because your criteria is what's going to determine the type of stove you want, and if you're going to be happy with the one you get. So I really first determined my criteria for what my agenda, what I wanted a stove for, and then chose this stove. For the money, I think it's exactly what I wanted. Now, this does not have a pan, ash pan in the bottom, so you know, you can catch grass on fire, and it will leave a small footprint. I guess if you really, you know, I'm in the backyard here, but if I were really gonna be concerned about the environment and, you know, potentially catching roots on fire and stuff like that, I'd want to clear off a really nice space and you know, just have it down to bare dirt, and so that I could do it that way. I guess you could also take this stove and bury it in the ground a little bit to make more of a you know, kind of a hidden fire. Really pleased with it though. The thing that I like best about these kinds of stove is that well, one, they restrict the fire, but two, they exploit the fuel. If you're using wood in this, you don't have to get like special wood or anything like that. You can just use little pieces of wood that may be around on the ground, dead branches, you know, branches off dead trees and things of that nature. It doesn't have to be anything. You don't have to really cut any wood or saw any wood or anything. You can just, you know, take small branches and make your fire and keep feeding it. Now, you do have to keep feeding it. I mean, that's one of the things with these types of stoves. You do have to keep feeding the fire, but you know, if you've got nothing else to really do and you're just kind of ready to cook, that's all right. Could you use this for heat? Well, sure. You just have to keep feeding it though. That's the thing. You know, you couldn't like have an overnight fire with it, but you could definitely heat yourself up for a while. You can see all this soot on here. I don't know if I said, but I was burning fatwood in it, and fatwood gives off black smoke. But it will get black on you, and you will get sooty, so, you know, when you use it and it cools off and everything, expect to you know, you want to have a rag handy to wipe it down. But then you'll be able to put it in this little nylon bag and put it in your pack or whatever, and it won't blacken your other stuff. This isn't a very fancy bag. It'll make do, but you know, you might want to put this bag in another bag, or I don't know. This probably isn't going to last. This will get snagged pretty easy. So this is the first burn. I just don't like surprises, you know, so before I took it out to really have to use it or whatnot, I wanted to use it once in the backyard just to kind of see what quirks it would have, and, you know, things of that nature. And so far, no surprises. It's exactly what I thought it would be, and it's doing exactly what I thought it would. And I'm very happy with the way that it assembles. It just slots into, the panels slot into each other. Real easy. You don't have to be a rocket scientist or anything to figure it out. And you got a nice big portal right here to put wood in, or you could put your stuff in this way, and so no surprises at all. And I like the way that it has a lot of holes here, so you can get a lot of draft in there for your fire. Started super easy, just really quick. And you know, I'm not boiling water or anything, making food or anything out here. I mean, this is just a virgin burn to kind of burn the steel, and like I said, make sure there was no surprises. But I have no doubt that if I were to burn, you know, cook something on it, it would cook up in a heartbeat, because this really got hot. But I'm burning fat wood, so it's going to get hot. But you know, just really nice. And glad I got to share it with you. So there's not very many videos on this KampMATE. A lot of stoves like it. This is bigger than most of those stoves, and I think this weighs in at about a pound. I'm not sure though, so you might want to check the specs on it. But the steel is substantial. I did not cut myself on the edges of it the way some people say that they do on other stoves. I think it's going to be great. It's going to suit my needs. What are my needs? Well, occasionally car camping, but also I might want to move away from the car once in a while, or the truck. And if I do, then I'll be able to tote this, because I won't go far from the truck, I don't imagine. And as a survival stove, I guess so, you know, but I wouldn't use it in the house, that's for sure. I mean, and would it keep you warm? As long as you have fuel, you want to keep feeding it, it'll keep you warm. So, but my needs, mostly, I don't know what my future holds. It may be traveling, and if it is, I may stop along the roadside and decide to cook myself something to eat or drink. And I've also got plenty of alcohol, and I've got, you know, Trangias, and which I could also put in this. A lot of places you can't have an open fire, so I could put that in here along with one of those $4 fold-up stoves, and so I could raise it up and put my Trangia in there with some alcohol, and, you know, I'd be good to go. So I won't always use this for wood, but it's nice to be able to know that I can put a lot of wood in here and just burn it and keep it fed, because wood is readily available everywhere, especially broken branches. You know, you don't have to have big logs for this thing. Okay, long video. Let me shut you down. See, I still got my slippers on. I'm just right outside my apartment here.